Let's jump into problem 3.2a. Before we get into the problem, a quick reminder, you can download all my problems from my website, tonybell.com. It's free. There's a free PDF link. I don't ask for your email. You just click the PDF and you get the PDF. That's all there is to it. As you scroll down to, well, we'll scroll to 3.2a eventually, but as you scroll down, you'll notice there's lots of free videos like the one you're watching now, but there are members-only videos also. If you're getting great value out of the free videos, I hope you'll consider joining with the channel membership. All right, let's jump into the problem. Let's take a look at problem 3.2a, a present value of a lump sum situation. So we're given some amount of money in the future and we want to know how much is that worth in today's dollars. So we have to discount the money into today's dollars. Your grandfather makes you an offer. I'll give you $100,000 today or $200,000 in 10 years. Assume you wish to use a discount rate of 8%. Are you better or worse off if you take the money today by how much in today's dollars? Okay, so first things first, we're not considering other things like, oh, it's better to take the money today because grandpa might change his mind or whatever, right? Things can change, but let's assume these are true numbers. We're going to get 100,000 today or 200,000 in 10 years. Which is better just is a pure arithmetic riddle here, a pure math riddle. Well, we'll first solve this, and with all my problems, I'm solving them three ways. So first by hand, this is the way I would do it, then with a financial calculator, and finally with Excel. And the formulas are just given on a key formula sheet at the start of the chapter. We're using this one. So present value of a lump sum, and we're saying, what is $200,000 worth 10 years from now? What is that in today's dollars? And we're comparing it to $100,000 today. Is it better to receive 200 grand in 10 years or 100 grand today? Again, ignoring all the weird things that can happen in our world, just assuming all these numbers are true. Okay, so the future value is going to be $200,000. We divide by 1 plus the discount rate, the rate of interest here, 8%, so 1.08. raised to the power of n, the number of periods, which is 10 years. Okay, so let's punch those numbers into our calculator. It is 200,000 divided by 1.08. I always want my students to be cautious. If you copy the exact calculator inputs I use, you just got to make sure your computer does order of operations. So I want 1.08, and then I hit this X to the Y button, 10. And this computer follows proper order of operations, which is we do this bottom part first. We do our brackets first, then our exponents, then the division. So this calculator gets that right, but just be careful and make sure you get the same answer as me. 92,638 and 70 cents, 69 cents, 92,638 I'm going to say 0.70. Okay, so would we be better off getting $100,000 today or $200,000 in 10 years? The present value of that 200,000 is 92. Well, you take the 100 grand today for sure. And how much better off are we? What's the difference between that and $100,000? $73.61 and 30 cents. So in today's dollars, 73.61 and 30 cents is the difference between the two options, and you are better off to take the money today. So better off to take, sorry, my writing's so messy, the money today. That is our answer. Okay, so financial calculator, we have these inputs. N is the number of periods, 10 years. IY is the discount rate or the interest rate per year or per period, 8%. PV is how much it's worth today. We don't know. PMT is the amount of recurring payments. That's for annuities. This is not an annuity. So 0, there's no recurring payments. FV is the future value, and it's 200 grand in 10 years from now. And that's a positive 200 grand. When we calculate this PV, it's going to come in as a negative. That's okay. We sort of expect to see it. And BGN is when is our recurring payment occurring, at the beginning of the year or beginning of the period or the end of the period? Well, here it's just not applicable. And, you know, I would just leave the BGN feature off in my financial calculator. So let's switch over to my financial calculator. Here it is, and let's put in our inputs. So this is our inputs row over here, and I'm just going to put 10 in as the N, 10 goes in as N, 8 goes in as IY, PV, we don't know. This is PMT goes in as 0. You don't have to put it in. It's already a 0 if you've cleared your memory. 200,000 is the FV, and BGN doesn't matter. So I compute PV, and I get 92638.697, 92638. And this was 697. It's the same answer. Of course it is. It's the same math that the calculator is doing behind the scenes. The last one we want to do here is Excel, and to do it in Excel, oops, I always forget to do this, but just same inputs, right? Number of periods is 10, the rate is 8%, PV we're solving for, PMT is 0, FV is 200,000, and the type here doesn't matter. You could put in it's type 1 or type 0 or type 1. The default is 0, and let's just leave it on the default. Default is annuity versus an annuity due, but because PMT is 0, it doesn't make a difference. So let's get to it. We'll see it make a difference in some future problems when we have annuities. Okay, so we're solving for PV. So I hit equals PV, open bracket, and then it just tells me what the inputs need to be. Rate, 8%. I do have to put the percent. I can't just put 8, comma. And then N per number of periods is 10, comma, PMT 0, comma, FV 200,000, comma, type. And you can just actually close the bracket here and get the right answer, but I'll put in type 0. Doesn't matter. And 92638.70, and that certainly appears to match 92638.70. All right, we made it to the end of 3-2A. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. The next video in our series is right up here, and if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.